How is it going, you lovely lot? Welcome back to Tokyo Rising. Today is episode number 38. Today might just be the biggest episode of the season. We've been finding ourselves in and out of the playoffs, it feels like, every other episode, but today could be a chance to cement our spot in the playoffs, as today we take on Kataller in third, and then Grampus in fourth. I suppose on the flip side, if we don't win the games today, we're probably going to be back outside the playoffs by the end of the episode. Today is going to be a big old game. The transfer window is open, and don't fret, new arrivals have arrived. We'll talk about them right after the intro. And of course, those new arrivals that have arrived include this man here, Look Manga, Cameroonian international. This guy looks absolutely superb. I'm really going to hope he hits the ground running for us. He's played one game as a starter, one on off the bench. He did actually suffer a little bit of an injury, a double hernia, prior to joining us, so he is on a little bit of a recovery mission from that. But the good news is he's just about fully fit now for today's first game. And the other man that we've picked up is Sakaguchi. Now, this guy plays at high school level, or rather, he did play at high school level. We've spent £230,000 on him. Sadly, he is suspended right now. I believe it's a bug in the database that high school and university players don't seem to serve suspensions correctly, and so what happens is all the different suspensions that they get built up. When they then turn professional, they serve all those suspensions. I assume that's not how it works in real life, but the honest answer is I have no idea how long this guy is going to be suspended for, but when he plays, it'll be a good day. Now, last episode, things didn't really go to plan. We lost both games. To be fair, both games were close, 1-0 and 2-1, and of course, one of those games we had a sending off very early on. The good news is we've bounced back in some, well, slightly easier games, I think. The first, not necessarily an easy game, but it was against Grampus in the Emperor's Cup. They chose to rotate their team. Their goalkeeper had an absolute nightmare, and we played rather well. Abdulhamid and Taba with the goals, and you know what? 2-0 here was a good result. I do wonder if that's going to mean that Grampus want revenge when we take them on in the league game second today. As for the three league games we played, this was definitely the most difficult. It was against Kataller Sapporo. We beat them 2-1. That was largely down to a sending off in the 33rd minute. They were a goal up at the time, had a man sent off. It did take us to the 90th minute to get the goal that would see us get the win. That goal came via Omarov. Of course, Omarov, last episode I was talking about how I thought I was going to sell him. He is still here for now, but we are over the foreign player limit in terms of the number of foreign players that we have. So, yeah, if I do ever want to use, all the foreign players, I can't, because there's 5 of them. So one of them's got to be dropped, and usually that man is Omarov. Very glad I didn't drop him for that game there. Off the back of that, we took on Roasso. We beat them 1-0. That's definitely a game I expect us to win. Good to see Kamiyama, the right midfielder, getting a goal for us. This guy, of course, signed for some not insignificant money. Safe to say he's not quite lived up to his billing. Having got a goal and an assist, I think, in his first 2 games, he has slowed down a little bit. But in spite of him slowing down, we didn't really let up on the attacking front, at least. We took on Renoffer. Now, this wasn't really a good result. I'm going into this all chipper and upbeat. Our most recent game was against the team in 20th. They're bottom of the league. We can beat them. And that's because of this game here. I mean, look at this. We were 3-1 up in this game going up into the last 15 minutes, and yet we somehow managed to bottle it. I feel like 3-3 was a bit of a weird scoreline that didn't really reflect how the game played out, but despite the fact that Takagi, Taba and Freya scored for us, it wasn't enough. Yeah, annoying to drop points here. Anyway, I've already shown the league table today, but just a little recap. Here it is. That win against Kataller Sapporo, kind of important. That has kept us ahead of them due to that recent draw that we had. In terms of Jeff United, they are the closest team behind us outside the playoffs. 3 points behind us, but the likes of S-Pulse and even Alberex are not a million miles away. Which means that both games today are going to matter. The first is perhaps the most difficult against Kataller in third. After that, an away day to Grampus. And I don't know about anyone else, this Grampus stadium looks mental. I can't wait for the away day. But first, and perhaps most importantly, let's focus on the game at hand here. Kataller at home. I want to think we can win this game. If we're going to do it, we're going to be without Ataki. He is injured, so the captain is unavailable. He got injured in our most recent game. If we just go to the injury tab here, you can see pulled ankle ligaments. Shouldn't be out for too long, hopefully, but annoying not to have him. And the only other player not available is the aforementioned Sakaguchi, the centre-back that we've signed at 18 years old. To be fair, he may well be our second best centre-back. Certainly our staff think so, but at least for now, he's suspended. So our starting 11 looks a little bit like this. Look, Manga comes into the team. Yoshida moves to left centre-back, but will hold down his position in the starting 11 at centre-back, at least for now. The rest of the team is at full strength. Recently, Takagi and Taba have been my go-to attacking duo. Look at Takagi's recent form. He's had a flurry of really, really good games for us. And as for Taba, well, good news, he's not been sent off recently. And he has started to be a little bit better behaved. And training-wise, I mean, look at his development. Look at his improvements. Is it that crazy yet? It doesn't look that crazy yet. He's only been at the club 4 months. With time, I think this guy's going to be a superstar. Just as long as, of course, he stops getting sent off. That would be ideal today. Okay, this feels like a big one. They're playing a narrow 4-1-2-1-2. When we've matched up against diamond midfields in the past, we've actually ended up losing those games. So I'm already a little bit wary that our midfield can get run over. But you know what? I'm going to hold faith at least for now as Kamiyama tries to pick out Takagi, overhits it. It fell back to Ahmed. The keeper saves it. I feel like he probably should have finished there. We do still have the resulting corner. Kamiyama is the man over it. He's going to whip it in on his right foot towards the back post. I'm hoping that Luck Manga is going to be a man to aim for. The Cameroonian, I think, has 13 jumping reach, which doesn't seem that impressive, but in the context of our team, it's pretty bloody good. So I'm hoping he will be a bit of a set-piece specialist for us. As well, Ahmed gets to the byline, crosses it in. The keeper parries it. Mitsuhashi was lurking. I mean, did the keeper parry that or did that hit the crossbar? I'm not sure. Either way, from one end of the pitch to the other. Now, Yabe for them, looking to bring it forward. Sakamoto lays it back to Yoshida, who's in that right centre-back position. He lays it inside. And now, well, Kataller look to rebuild again. Through the middle, Watanabe with it for them. Lays it wide. Lovely build-up play by the team in third here. They're playing some really nice football. It's pulled to the edge of the box. And that is just an annoyingly good goal, isn't it? My players don't pass like that. That's not fair. Watanabe laid it out wide. Abe on the overlap. And then when this was pulled back, we just knew it was danger. The number 16 there, just completely unmarked. Very simple finish. Okay, 25 minutes in. Not loving what I'm seeing. I'm going to get shouty off the bat. I've shouted my shout, and now they've got a corner. Imagine if they just score immediately. I'm going to regret doing the shout forever. Abe, Morita... Takagi, you absolute dingus. He puts in the tackle, loses the ball, and as a result of that, it's now with them from the spot. Watanabe was provider of the first goal, has missed it there. Nakano makes the stop. Could that turn around our fortunes? I'm going to hope so. I had resigned myself to the fact we were going to go down 2-0, and instead... Well, maybe there's still some fight in us yet. Watanabe, Yabe, I mean, imagine if they score anyway. Okay, it's a goal kick. I thought we'd given away another penalty there. I would have lost my mind. Vinicius Diniz, free kick, whips it. Not far wide. Bit concerning that that's our first highlight inside half an hour. Okay, 5 minutes left of the game. Mitsuhashi to Kamiyama. Mitsuhashi with it. Ferreira, Kamiyama, the right midfielder, cutting inside, pulling the trigger, and sadly for us, he's denied. That was half a chance, though. Ono with the corner, though, on his left foot. The outswinger to the near post. Manga's there. Sadly, he heads over. I've noticed Manga's on a yellow card. I feel like whenever you sign a new player in Football Manager, you don't know if you can trust them to be well-behaved. You know, you almost have to experience them getting sent off once due to a second yellow to lose that trust. I've still got the trust in Manga, so I am going to keep him on. Taba's not having a good game. Ahmed's not having a good game. Takagi's not having a good game. I mean, to be fair, no one in the team is having a good game, are they? Okay, into this second half we march. I don't really want to rip things up and change things tactically that much because, to be fair, it's been 3 shots on target to 3 shots on target, and we've had more shots in general, but obviously that one golden opportunity taken for them. Their XG looks way more impressive, but that is because of the missed penalty. It's actually been a very even game. Taba's not got sent off. Takagi's got sent off. I can't believe it. What is it with my strikers going insane in big games? What is he doing? I mean, the worst thing here is we've kind of just got to go for the game regardless, haven't we? I guess I'm just going to change to something like this. I can't believe what I've just witnessed. 2 episodes in a row, we see a moment of madness. I'm going to take off Manga because I can't have another sending off here. Kato's going to come in at centre-back. I'm going to bring in Yoniyama. In fact, I'm going to take off Ferreira. Ferreira's having a good game. Ferreira doesn't deserve to come off. Hashizume, on you come. Sakurai, on you come. And you know what? Okamura, on you come. Let's change things up in the final third. I'm going to go more attacking here because I feel like there's nothing to lose at this point. But, I mean, there's my sanity to lose, I suppose. And I feel like I've kind of lost it there. It's another numbskully sending off. That said... We're back in the game. Kato scored. Do I go defensive now or do I stay with the changes I've made? I've just subbed on Kato. He's a centre-back, by the way, and he's just done that finish. I mean, on the one hand, I'm delighted because Sakurai, the left mid sub, is linked up with the centre-back sub. But equally, I mean, what do I do now? That's a ridiculous finish, by the way. I'm going to stay on the front foot. You know what? YOLO. I will admit, if they now just go up the other end and score, the whole kind of YOLO mantra just looks moronic, doesn't it? But we've won the ball in a good area. I mean, Okamura fresh off the bench. We've got fresh players everywhere in the final third, running about around like buzzy bees. The ball's played across by Mitsuhashi. Hashizume's there. Okamura's there. It's 2-1. We're not changing anything. I'm staying like this to the end of the game. I don't care if we lose. We're 2-1 up. I mean, this was just a weird goal, wasn't it? I mean, I thought when Mitsuhashi put this in, we were going to see some mental volley by Sakurai, but it was headed not really away from danger. Hashizume played it across. It's shambolic defended by them. It's nice teamwork in the final third by us. I mean, all I'm saying is I brought on Sakurai, Hashizume and Okamura. They've all contributed to goals, as has Kato. All the subs have been involved in the goals directly. Maybe I just need Takagi to get sent off all the time, he says, as they have a free kick. Watanabe with it. Saved by Nakano. I'll tell you what, that penalty save is looking bigger by the day, isn't it? Mind you, they have still got a corner. So let's not count our chickens before they hatch. Let's not talk about things like they're done and dusted. Still 14 minutes left in this game, and that is not a good defensive header, is it? Saito now with it. Back wide to Morita. Saito in the box. Don't foul him. Just don't foul him. Or a tackle like that. That is weird. 10 minutes left of this game. I'll tell you what, if we end up winning this game, it goes down in folklore, doesn't it, amongst the Tokyo 23 fans. There's 4 minutes left here. I said before this episode, if we get 2 wins, I think we're in the playoffs. I feel like that would make us the real deal. This would be a statement win. 1 minute of added time. Can we hold on? The answer is yes. 2-1, it finishes here. That is an absolutely monumental result. It pulls us level with Kataller. Elsewhere, unfortunately, Vegeta managed to get a point. Matsumoto Yamaga didn't play. Being real for a moment, we're 7 points off the teams in the top 2 spots. I think the playoffs is the best we can hope for now, but we're still very much in the playoffs. Takagi's banned for 1 game. Yeah, you know what? He deserves it. He deserves it. Nakano, man of the match, saved a penalty, 7 saves total. Give that man a coconut. He came in and was listed as our key player. I'm now starting to believe it. He has won us that game. And actually, when you look at his ratings, I've never seen a goalkeeper have these many kind of standout green rating games. There's definitely been games he has won us. Today's was one of them. Anyway, next up for us, we're taking on Grampus, who currently sit in 5th. Their form lately, if we just look at it, has been a little bit patchy, if I'm not mistaken. In fact, I'd say it's been a little bit patchy. It's been damn right diabolical. They have now lost 4 games in the league in a row. Ever since we beat them in the Emperor's Cup, they've not been the same. We take them on in 8 days, a chance to rest our players. I'm going to hope we can beat them. I feel like they're there for the taking. Watch us now lose to a team with this form. Right, an away day is coming your way now. Let's throw the transition editing jack. I'll see you in a mo. Okay, folks, we are back, and today we're heading west. We're heading to Nagoya, which is one of the bigger cities in Japan, and we're heading to the Nagoya Stadium, which in my head should be really easy to find. I might have severely underestimated how massive Nagoya is. I mean, I found the castle. Should we go look at the castle? Yeah, we might as well stop here while we're here. Look at this. This is cool, right? This isn't the stadium. Where is the stadium? I'll tell you what, Japanese cities, they love their domes. There's another dome here. In my head, the football stadium should just stand out. I might have even just gone past it. Where is the stadium? I even cheated and searched Nagoya Stadium, and it's taken me to the baseball ground. There's no football pitch in sight, is there? I've searched Nagoya Grampus, and it's just given me a random shop called Club Grampus. Where is Club? Here is Club Grampus. This is not the football team, is it? This is just not the football team. Okay, I did some research. I found out the stadium is actually called the Toyota Stadium. It's way further out of town than everywhere we were just looking. Here it is. It looks fat on this view. That's right, I am now fat-shaming football stadiums. Here is the Toyota Stadium, which, I mean, it looks weird. I think it's got a retractable roof, but it looks very round for a stadium with no running track. Why is it so circular? Also, circular car parking. Oh, my word. I'll tell you what, this is doing something for me, and I can't quite explain it. In terms of other stuff around the stadium, I mean, there's a fancy bridge, and then, yeah, there's just fields and football pitches. There's not a lot to do on this away day, is there? I feel like, logically, I want to go to the other side of the bridge and kind of travel across this mental bridge to the football stadium. This is very, very cool, I have to say. There is the stadium, by the way, which looks very menacing with the pointy roof. I don't know why, this stadium is kind of reminding me of Westworld. Well, that was a good TV show, wasn't it, for a couple of seasons? I mean, I'm not being funny. This stadium seems absolutely bloody massive. Why is a team in J2 playing here? I'm not sure what Street View footage is going to be in and around the stadium, but we might be in luck. But first things first, you know, I have unorthodox desires. Just need to have a little look at the car park, which I'll be honest, is not the biggest. I think you can probably park in this bit without markings. But if we turn around, here is the stadium, which, it looks menacing. Yeah, we're definitely in the right place. Here is the Toyota Stadium, and if I'm not mistaken, we're going to be able to just wander in through the gates, in through the... Oh, we're on a tour. Here we are in the stadium. It is massive in here. I feel like I'm not meant to be here. Can I sneak out? Can we get a view of the pitch? Oh, my word, we can. I can't even see the roof of the stadium opposite. Can I go forward? I can't. This is as far as we can go. This stadium is bloody huge. It's also very steep. I'm just getting more peeks in at the rest of the stadium. This is a massive ground. This might be one of the first away days as well, without an athletics track, bizarrely. There's one dot on its own, not on the pitch. I want to go to that dot. I want to get a view on match day of this stadium. And, I mean, I've criticised Japan for lack of seat art. At least Toyota have got it sorted. They know what their branding is. This stadium is crazy. It kind of reminds me of, like, the Nou Camp and the Bernabeu, in terms of it's just very steep and has lots of tiers. I mean, it looks cool. Apparently this stadium only holds 45,000 fans, according to Wikipedia. Is it just me who feels like this looks way bigger than that? Maybe it's just how steep it is and how high the roofs are. This looks wild. I mean, if you're looking for stuff to do around the stadium on an away day, you're not going to have fun. If you just like cool, unique football stadiums, you're probably going to enjoy it. The roof here is wild. This ground here, or this stand here, rather, is kind of small. But, I mean, I assume this is a retractable roof. This is mental. I feel like I probably should acknowledge at this point, as I enter drone footage, that Nagoya Grampus are a J1 team in real life. In this universe, they were relegated a couple of years ago. Here is the stadium. It kind of reminds me of like a shell, like on a beach or something, minus the pointy roofs. In terms of stuff around the stadium, I'm going to be honest, you're kind of sod out of luck. There's not a lot going on here. I mean, there's a training pitch, I guess. You can go for a kickabout, but... yeah, I mean, unless you're a fan of car parks or groovy bridges, I feel like you're going to be struggling to enjoy this away day. But I am a fan of groovy bridges, and I'm a massive fan of car parks, of which, let's be honest, the painted lines here, they're pretty satisfying, aren't they? Oh, I have to give this stadium a score. The Toyota Stadium, if it had more going on around it, it would score higher. But in spite of that, I'm still going to give this a solid 7 out of 10. Anyway, now that I'm done being a critic, we need to focus on the match at hand. Unsurprising, Takagi is unavailable. He's been suspended, hasn't he? He's been a very, very naughty boy, so he is going to be dropped from the team today. Okamura did score on off the bench in that last game, so you know what? I'm going to give the nod to the 18-year-old. I really, really, at this point, want to put Omarov on the bench. I can't put him on the bench because that would take us over our foreign player limit because, of course, we've already got Ahmed, Lucas Ferreira, Denise, and Manga in the team. So I'm sorry, Omarov, you cannot be here. I mean, logically, I kind of want to have another striker. Watanabe isn't exactly a striker, but he's the best player I could have on the bench. Unless... you know what? Unless I want to be sensible, I'm going to put a goalkeeper on the bench today. Recently, I've been flirting with the devil not having one. I feel like we might as well have one today. Okay, game number 2 today. A win here would be massive. That last win was nice. To be honest, it's brought us a bit of a gap to the teams behind us. And if we were to win today, we'd actually pull further ahead of Grampus. We're the last team to play on the weekend. Lots of other teams already played either yesterday. I think there are some games still in progress, but at least for now, we find ourselves still very much firmly planted in the playoffs. Now is about laying those roots in the playoffs, going into kind of the last 7 games of the year, and really hoping we can cling on for what would be a really, really good finish in our first J2 season. Rueda, though, is going to have different ideas, perhaps as he cuts inside. Marcelo now with the ball for them. Oba, Kaneko, Marcelo shoots. Nakano makes a good save. That would have been a one hell of a goal. I mean, they had the first chance of the game. They may well have the second chance of the game. Marcelo had the effort before. He could have another effort here. He does. That's not the same highlight. That is just another save. Didn't make much of their last corner after Nakano made a save. Can they make anything here? No. No, they can't. That was awful. I was waiting for the highlight to end, and it's not. Does that mean there's more going to happen here? Lucas Ferreira is starting to give me hope. Kamiyama, the right midfielder, picks up the ball. He's on a booking. Please don't get sent off, Kamiyama. I couldn't handle a third sending off in the last 4 matches I've done in live commentaries. That truly would be, well, I want to say it'd be really annoying. It would be really annoying. The worst thing is, as well, if you get 2 yellow cards, you can kind of shoulder some of the blame, can't you, for not taking off the player on a booking. The worst thing for me is that the sendings off were both straight reds. And, well, the worst thing here is they're still on the attack. Oh, my word. We got it away just. They hit the woodwork there. Okay, Marcelo, the man who's been taking all the shots now to take the corner on his left foot, whips it in. It's headed down. Nakano makes another save. That is his 4th save inside the first 25 minutes. 10 minutes left of the first half, we've had 1 shot on target. We've had 21% of the ball. Grampus have very much bullied us here. This is a team that have lost their last 5 games in a row. I'm already considering perhaps pivoting. Maybe you could argue I could have done it sooner. to just the more attacking pressing system. I mean, they're having so much the ball. Clearly, we're affording them a bit too much time. And even when we do have the ball, we're struggling to make anything happen with it. May well make that change following this highlight. I'm going to hope it's not going to be too late as Sugai brings the ball forward for them. There's options behind him. Kaneko is one of them. Back to Rueda. Oba shoots. Nakano makes another save. Right, you know what? I've seen enough. We're going on the front foot. I feel like at this point, we might as well try it. We've still got another quarter to deal with here. There's still 6 minutes left of the first half. We have been on the ropes throughout it. Ferreira heads it away. If we get in at the break all level, I'd consider that a massive dub, as I believe the kids will say. Look at the match momentum. It's not what you want to see. Okay, what we did want to see, though, and we are going to get it, is it 0-0 at the break. We've made it an unscathed. Look at that. Look at that. They had 13 shots, 7 on target. Their XG is woeful, it has to be said. Lots of speculative efforts, but we just have to do better here. Kamiyama's on a booking. I'm going to take him off and bring in Hashizume, who played well on off the bench last time. Elsewhere, Ferreira's been struggling a little bit for fitness. I'm going to bring in Yoniyama, who recently has been unhappy at a lack of first-team football, so I do need to give him a little bit more. Elsewhere, do I want to make any more changes? You know what? I don't think I do yet. I've got Shouty. We've changed the system. We've brought on some fresh legs. Now, we really need to step up, and I'm going to shout demand more as a free kick's taken. I feel like the shout may have come too little too late. They've got a free kick here. I don't want to jinx it. It's been a while since I've seen a direct free kick go in. I feel like in Football Manager. That surely isn't going to happen here, is it? Rueda steps up for them, pulls the trigger, and Nakano makes another save. He got man of the match last game. He's kind of on course to get it again this game, it feels like. The goalkeeper's been sensational so far. I'm not sure how sustainable it is to expect him to stop everything, but at least for now, he is doing what we need him to do. What would be a bit of a reprieve for him would be if we could now go up the other end and score. Tapper, do you want to make that happen? We've done nothing ourselves going forward. Why not just score against the runner play? Tabber, dispossessed. That's probably the highlight. It is the highlight. Okay, you know what? Half an hour left here. Sakurai is going to come in. I don't want to see us sending off. Denise also on a booking. Yoshikawa on you come. I have one sub left. The issue I've got is the only players left on the bench I could bring on are a goalkeeper and 2 defenders. So I've kind of made the changes I can make to try and spice things up going forward. So far, our defence has shown some nice resilience, I feel like, although that might come under scrutiny here as Rueda brings it forward and scores. Why did I say anything? Why did I say anything about our defence being good? I'm kind of surprised games like this haven't happened more often this year. In terms of the quality we have on the pitch, we are far behind a fair few teams in this division. And I feel like throughout this year, there's always been either the attacking system or the countering attacking system that's kind of worked against an opposition. This feels like the first game where neither game plan I have with this team has really been executed. And I mean, I'm going to be honest, it's easy to point at the quality of the team and say that's the issue. I think the issue is they've got individual players, I think, on more than my entire team combined in terms of the starting 11. The golfing quality has been there. I mean, look, we're not out of this just yet. There's still time. There's still belief. Sakurai crosses it. Tabba scores. I can't believe it's 1-1. We do not deserve that. I feel dirty. Ono, the left-back, working it into the box initially. The header away from Marcelo looked good, but Sakurai on off the bench floated it back in, and Tabba leapt well, gets a header. And, I mean, Tabba is our key player for a reason. He's come up there big. And then there's a kickoff highlight. I mean, how cruel would it be now if having just got a goal, having got it completely against the run of play, been given a crumb of comfort, a crumb of hope, if that crumb was just dusted off onto the floor and snatched away from me before I could really savour it. They're on the attack here. Uchida, Marcelo, Rueda tried to pick out there. Manga, though, picks it up nicely. The centre-back dinks it down the line and picks out Tabba, who turns his man well. Flag isn't raised on that far side. It's whipped in. Okamura, the lone man to aim for. It's headed away, but only as far as Sakurai, the left midfielder. 1 assist already. And that shot there rippled the sideline. I thought it was about to go in. I thought we were about to get another. It's not quite happened. But I'll tell you what, this game is bursting into life. Neither team looks content with 1-1, do they? Okamura is making stuff happen, it feels like, all of a sudden. He pulls it back to Sakurai, who's been sensational. He's hit the post, and it's spun wide and out for a goal kick. I mean, as soon as I talked about the game plan not working, suddenly, it feels like the game plan is starting to work. We are starting to make stuff happen. I'm going to demand more here. With 13 minutes left, I feel like this game is destined to have at least one more goal in it. Whether or not that comes from them or us remains to be seen as Kaneko has the ball. Tone, I thought he was going to be fouled. He wasn't. We've won the ball. They are committing men forward here. They are leaving themselves so open to this counter-attack. Sakurai dinks it. Hashizume's there, takes it down, finishes it, but he's offside. I've seen the flag. I don't want to open my eyes. I don't want to look at what's happened. I know it's not going to count. It is denied by the linesman. And I'll tell you what, based on how this game's played out since it's gone to 1-1, you wouldn't bet against us, would you? Getting the all-important winning goal. We are looking like we can make something happen. Yamamoto to Matsuoka for them. Rueda now through the middle. Skips past one man, skips past another, gives it to Yamamoto. And why? I've jinxed it twice today. Why did I say anything? Oh, that's annoying. That is annoying, isn't it? Matsuoka through the middle. Rueda with the ball, skips past one, skips past two, plays a nice pass. I mean, a tackle didn't come in from Yoshida. And that's just a good finish, isn't it? I mean, at this point, there is nothing to lose, is there, by just throwing more men forward. Yoniyama, you go forward and have some fun. I mean, we're already playing so attacking here, but we'll throw the wing-backs forward. There's 4 minutes for us to try and get a miracle goal. I feel like we almost don't deserve the draw now, all of a sudden, despite the fact I literally said 2 minutes ago we deserve to win. But you know what? There's still a minute left. We've shown some resilience here. We've shown some spunk. Now let's keep it going to the death. Let's show a bit of spirit and show that we're not down and out just yet. Hashizume is a quick player. He plays it to Yoniyama. The ball was played to Taba. He scores. The flag is up again. I can't believe it. That one looked closer. That one for a second I thought was going to count. It's a second disallowed goal inside the last 10 minutes. And, well, I was going to say that's going to be the last highlight of the game. It's not. It's not. There is going to be one last chance, maybe. Of course, now we are throwing so many men forward. We are leaving so much space in behind. If Grampus go up and score behind us, it's not entirely surprising. Kaneko for them is going to maybe make a shot happen. The penalty's been given. That's the game, innit? That's the game. I mean, they're going to have a penalty. We saw a penalty missed in the previous game. It's not going to be 2 for 2. I mean, Nakano, I'd love you to do it just to keep your good ratings going, but he can't stop it. It finishes 3-1 here. Get me out the game. I'm fuming. Bizarrely, for the first 60 minutes, I'd tell you that we didn't deserve to win that game. In the last 30, I felt like we played way better, but, well, the disallowed goals have hurt us. It finishes here 3-1. I'm going to tell the players I'm disappointed. With that result now, we drop down to 6th. There is a 3-way tie on 54 points with 7 games left. Espal's on 53 points, and even a couple of teams on 50 points breathing down our necks. The battle for the playoffs is absolutely wild. For Gauta and Matsumoto Yamaga, they're just chilling at the top. I mean, naturally, looking at how close this league table is and the number of games left, we are going to have to come back before the playoffs, aren't we? We are going to have to come back for something. I'm looking at our upcoming games. We actually have lots of fairly winnable games. There's a few tricky ones in the immediate future, but beyond that, some winnable ones. We are also still in the Emperor's Cup, where we've been drawn against Avispa. Kind of been going on this run under the radar, but this is ground that we've trodden before. Avispa are a J1 team, but they're kind of down in mid-table, and we're taking them on at home because of the whole home advantage draw. So for at least for now, I'm not going to get distracted by the Emperor's Cup, but if we did go on a run, maybe win 1 or 2 more rounds, I could be back for that next episode. Anyway, folks, I really hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, go down below, leave a like. Your support is appreciated as always. We're back on Monday with more action, and until then, take things easy. It's me, Jack, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm out.